everybody to another CEO Talk. This time we have an amazing invitee, Mr. John Collins. He's president for Asia for a really nice organization, Stryker. Probably you haven't heard of them, but they are so present all around in all that is related with health and taking care of you, mainly in hospitals and the equipment that is used there. But we will hear more from John. John, thank you for being here. Welcome. We are very excited to have you.
Jose, thank you very much as well. I'm very excited to be talking to you about a Great Place to Work initiative. It spans many industries and it focuses on our talent, which is something that's very close to my heart. So very much looking forward to this conversation today.
Thank you very much. We've been doing these Great Place to Work surveys all around the world for more than 35 years. We've been meeting with all kinds of organizations, industry sizes, and all kinds of leadership. And really, it's very important for us to enhance the ones that are striking us somehow. And definitely the results of Stryker have been really outstanding all around the world. So for us, it's an honor to have you today and that you can share a little bit. Because when the customers and people in general, they're looking at our lists and they look at all the customers, there are all these the names of these companies. They want to know what is behind that, right? What is behind that recognition? And that's somehow the purpose of this conversation today. So I hope you can share, and I hope you guys watching this, eventually you can, if you're interested in finding more, you can just go to the website, go dig down into the webinars and the articles and all that, because it's really important content. So John, let's start with a few of the questions that we are going to do today. And question number one is about what was the biggest challenge you faced in this very odd year? And what did you learn from it?
Well, Jose, like most organizations, COVID-19 has been our biggest challenge yet. But our priorities from the beginning have been to protect our employees, serve our customers, and ensure the health of our company. And COVID-19 has made us evolve, adapt, and pivot in a manner that, quite frankly, was unthinkable back in January and February. Absolutely. And we've new ways of working that will now be in our toolbox going forward. And what I've learned is that challenging times test your organization. It tests your people, it tests your values. And even though we've had to change the way that we do things, we're fortunate that we've been able to lean on the strength of our culture. And this is my biggest learning, that you need to nurture your culture in the good and the bad times. And having one that is approachable, encourages open communication and fosters engagement, even at a time when virtual interactions are more the norm, is critical for our success.
I'm taking the note about that because you are pointing out to something that it's what we are pushing so hard for everybody to acknowledge and to work on, to be aware, fully aware of the importance of the culture. And it's definitely the foundation that you rely on whenever you face, in a normal circumstance, the challenge of being competitive and effective. But in this in this very particular situation, it's where you really hold from, right? So in this environment of COVID-19 that you were already pointing out, how do you measure success considering the whole thing? You were already in that line when you were sharing.
Well, in times of crisis, Jose, I think you have to hope that creativity and innovation can thrive. And I'm really proud to say that this has happened at Stryker. Our R&D programs continue. We've initiated many new projects to help meet the increased demand for products that could help our customers. One great example of this is something we call the emergency relief bed. And it went from concept to launch in several days, which is a tremendous achievement in itself. and it provides a low-cost option for use in places such as triage centers and pop-up areas of care across the world. Now, if you think about normally some of our products, they take months, years to design and to manufacture. But this happened in several days as our teams came together and faced the challenge to deliver something that was important for our customers. So while it's been a challenging situation for us all, I'd say it's also given us the opportunity to reevaluate and develop new ways of working and collaborating with each other, but also with our customers to really lead for the future.
Creativity and innovation, so needed. And the core element to fully empower that in our experience, we've been monitoring this, and it's all about trust, right? How do you develop a relationship of trust so the people feel empowered and confident to share, to be motivated to contribute positively, constructively, and bring sometimes crazy ideas, but those ideas can really trigger the next paradigm breaking initiative, right? So, and anyway, we've been facing so many challenges, and some of them really, really complicated. This COVID-19 brought us a very, very weird scenario. Have you ever encountered a moment in which you cannot necessarily take a decision or make a decision to move forward? And how do you overcome that challenge?
So that's a great question. And I think any leader has faced those moments within their businesses and organizations. And when I think about COVID-19, at the beginning of the pandemic, we very quickly formed a coronavirus action team, knowing that we would have to make difficult decisions. And this coronavirus action team led the implementation of new policies and guidance, steering the way to where we are today. We also prioritized all activities against three priorities, which were protect our employees, serve our customers, and ensure the health of our company. And what we found is that by having one central group, strong collaboration, and a common focus, this helped us in our decision-making process. It wasn't always easy, but it provided us a foundation and structure to make the right decisions at the right moment in time. And actually, I would say that this model could be used in all leadership scenarios, and something that we'll be looking forward to taking forward in the future.
Yeah, makes all the sense. So when we are collecting all this information from all these companies around the world in what we call the culture audit, where we make an inventory and assess the inventory of practices and policies that you do have from the management perspective to set the culture and to manage and to frame the culture for everybody in an organization, we get to see amazing stuff. From Stryker, we have learned from very innovative, very inclusive, very interesting practices. But let me share with you and with the people watching us that when the managers are implementing the practices, they cannot avoid the fact of putting their own personal thing, their personal style, their personal. And sometimes, or let me say it very straightforward, in many, many occasions, the practice is well designed, but the delivery, it's always challenging. And it's in the delivery that you build trust, or not necessarily. So the practice can be really well designed, but whenever you're delivering, you can either be growing the level of trust or not. So I want to know, what are the bits and bits and the ideas that you have in mind when you're building trust and maintaining trust during these situations, particularly when you're working with your people remotely. Now, look at us. We are all at home and doing this interview, right?
So, Jose, I think that's a great question and something I'm always very proud to talk about within Stryker. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's transparency builds trust, and trust builds trust builds a great foundation for culture. And our culture is one that's approachable. It encourages open communication and fosters engagement. And actually, even in a time when virtual interactions are more the norm for many parts of our workforce, we found creative ways to stay connected with each other and our customers throughout. And what we're finding is that we've heard that more and more people feel more connected than ever. So I'm based here in Singapore, as an example, and I can do visits of countries and my teams across the region just as effectively as I can today. Now, obviously, there's always a need for in-person interaction, but we can make it look and feel very similar with a little bit of creativity and a lot of fun. We also have employees in sales and support roles, which mean they are still customer-facing and working with customers on site where the customer is. And our first priority through all of this, I would say, is to protect our people. And as I've said before, we develop policies to make sure our staff meet safety requirements of our customers in the hospitals when they're needed, where essential product supply and support is required. And we've also quickly developed new ways to engage and train our customers on the safe and effective use of our products through virtual training. We now no longer need to be in person, and we can do it virtually.
That's also quite innovative.
Go ahead, sorry, Jose.
No, that's quite innovative.
It's really exciting, I would say. And building upon that, we've also thought about these things with our manufacturing facilities and offices. And we have to put in process the use of personal protective equipment, physical distancing, business travel restrictions. And all these things obviously keep a focus on keeping people safe. And that in itself maintains and builds trust. So to your question about how do we build trust, it's about being transparent, providing the great guidance, being creative, and continuing to really live our mission and values and supporting our customers, but holding to those tenets of being, first and foremost, putting safety first and keeping our people safe, which is really where our accountability lies. And that builds the trust in our organization today, but also in the direction that we're going in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Today, I believe everybody's looking for leadership that at least can be somehow trustable, reliable, that they can send this image of confidency, right? And we have a special section for this in our cultural audit, in which we ask about how the managers and the leadership team in an organization handles or works around inspiring, right? And inspiring, it's a lot of things. It's a big array of things, but mostly it's about answering why and what for we're doing what we're doing. Why do we have the values that we have? Why do we have this strategic planning that we have? Why are we doing things in the way we're doing them? And even though in the news they listen to many things, they need to listen it from the manager, from the supervisor. They need to listen from the director. And when they do, and if the director is doing this transparent communication, this guidance, and I think it's particularly interesting, the word that you added, the concept that you added, when you make it a little bit of fun, then people tend to relax, okay, I'm getting the information, I'm getting guidance, I'm getting straightforward instructions and orientation, and a little bit of humor, right? So, well, okay, I think we can deal with this. I was listening to a couple of CEOs in a previous interview that bringing the fact of humor when the crisis is hitting so hard, it's so key to break a little bit the ice and the tension, right? But anyway, I know that Stryker is so outstanding. You've been winning all around in different lists. Now you're part of our Asia Best Workplaces list and in Greater China as well. So we really think you're an amazing culture. And what is it that is the unique, the very seal, something that is outstanding. I'm pretty sure you have a couple of them in your head. Can you share one of those?
Sure. Well, firstly, I have to say how proud I am that we're now making that list and how excited I am to be talking to you today about this. When you come to Stryker, you can feel our culture. And the way that I describe it is that our employees, no matter what role they do, have an unwavering commitment to overcoming challenges, both large and small. And that's really driven by one common focus, which is our mission, and it brings us all together. And our mission actually is, together with our customers, we are driven to make healthcare better. And it's each of those words has been chosen carefully, and it unites us and makes our employees into an incredible force. No matter what role or part of the region or part of the world that you reside in, all employees can connect to that statement, and they all feel that they contribute to it. And we share that statement at all our meetings with our customers internally. We all talk about it, and it's actually a sense of pride about our belief system and the fact that it unites us together as one. And that is really powerful and part of the secret sauce for Stryker's success.
Okay, that's very. It resonates with me and with our organization. Let me share really quick that we are a very mission-driven organization. We are building a better society by helping organizations to become great workplaces for all. And during this crisis and this pandemic, it has been very inspiring to go back and look at what we are doing and why we're doing it and how we are helping to do that during these very difficult times, and giving orientation and trying to give as much information from people like you, from outstanding leaders like you, John, and really thank you in the middle of the talk for sharing this, because I'm sure it's very useful for so many people just to have a reference point, if it's not a Stryker employee, but also to feel proud of who's leading the organization. I'm pretty sure your people will be listening to you and will be very happy. So do you think somehow that now that we're sharing that we are mission-driven companies, do you think Great Place to Work is helping Stryker to achieve their goals, to achieve all these different challenges? Is it something that is happening? Do you see the value there?
Oh, without a shadow of doubt, Jose. A Great Place to Work has a very similar mission and purpose, ethos as Stryker, and I think that resonates incredibly. We believe in attracting diverse, talented people, wherever they are, whatever region, and maintaining and building employee engagement and developing our employees. And when people are able to do that, they do what they do best. They look forward to come to work, and in turn, they deliver great business results. And the results of this award, I believe, are an outcome of our employee feedback, helping, shaping, guide our organization. And this type of recognition can really help support our talent recruitment efforts. And in addition, we use the data that we have to keep a pulse on our culture, along with doing an annual employee engagement survey. And this is then a virtuous cycle. And Great Place to Work is something we get excited about. We're very passionate about our people and our talented and our organization. And it's great that we're being recognized and can share this today.
Very happy to be part of that. And thank you for sharing, John. So one last thing I wanted to ask you. Do you have any kind of motto or belief, a strong belief that you constantly use, or a phrase that you constantly share with your colleagues and employees that it constantly keeps the lighthouse somehow? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do. And actually, it's similar to what we've been talking about today. I always say invest in talent and culture. Talent with bold objectives will always find a way. And if you build a strong culture, you can lean on it in the tough times, but also be elevated in the good. So those are my learnings throughout my career.
Say it again. That's very nice.
So again, I said, invest in talent and culture. Yeah. Talent with bold objectives will always find a way, and build a strong culture so that you can lean on it in the tough times and be elevated by it in the good. Well,
we will ask our lawyer to talk to you and buy the phrase that you just shared with us. It's really, really summarizing what we are trying to push all around, because this is what we believe. I've been working with Great Place to Work for the past almost 18 years now, and really, it's something so obvious to me right now. And when I listen and I share moments like this with people like you, it's very evident, and I look at it. But then I see how much help we can provide with conversations like this, so we can spread the news, spread the idea. And believe me, we're not trying to do it just like by Great Place to Work. It's just by bringing awareness to the leadership about how important it is to do this, and how important is the people. The people, because they are the customers, the users that will be living that experience that is based on the culture, that is based on all these values, that is based on all this. And as I always tell them, this is something that is happening whether you're aware or not, one way or another, for good or for bad. But if you can be aware and you can be strategic and you can follow some of the leads and some of the inspiring ideas shared by John Collins today of a Stryker, and try something on your side, pretty sure you're going to do good. You're going to do really, really good. John, thank you. Thank you very much. Our pleasure to have this sharing. You want to add something, any comment, any closing statement?
I'm just very grateful to be sharing a little bit about our culture, our people, our talent, and our organization today, Jose. So thank you for all that you're doing. A great place to work, to champion the efforts of talented people, engagement across the world. It's fantastic to see, and it's great to be part of that. So thank you.
Thank you. So there you go, guys. We have an amazing, amazing case here. Stryker inspiring us. Thank you to John Collins and all your team for doing such a good effort. Give us your feedback, give us your points of view, and we will try our best to address whatever you need. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.